I'm chatting to you from Quebec. I love your coverage on Quebec French. Are you like francophone yourself? I love Quebec French. It's weird. It sounds so good. I just don't know why. I'm really taken to it. I think it is partly the fact that it has more vowels, at least phonemes, more vowel phonemes. And I like that about it, and it sounds good. I don't know what's happening with me and like Canadian derivatives of European languages, because I was also really fond of Nova Scotian Gaelic. I was like, oh, that also sounds so good. They have very long vowels. Like, for example, boat in Gaelic is bata, and then the Nova Scotian guy says bata, bata ashik. I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. Her Gaelic on a marble. I really like Canadian French varieties. Yay, here we go. I think partly it definitely has to do with the fact that I am always like, I'm always quite inclined towards the little guy. Like when the language or a dialect is being made fun of, like, oh, I kind of like that language / dialect. That's partly why I like Quebec French. I'm sure about Canadian French in general. There is that streamer who speaks Acadian French. That was mad. That is so cool. I wouldn't say I like it, but I think it's really cool. They're one of my motivations for learning French. Yes. That's partly why I'm getting back into French as well. Like, French feels so stale for me personally, but like whenever I hear Canadian French, I'm like, oh, that's so fresh, that's so cool. I want to learn more about it. So even though now I'm reading this French, as in like French book, when I read it, I'm not reading it aloud, but like when I'm reading it in my head, I have a Quebec accent. Anyway, what website is this? That is Pocket Casts. I don't know if I would recommend it now, but like back then I paid for it before they switched to like a subscription model. So I have a lifetime. It's grandfathered in. I have a lifetime subscription just because I paid early. But now you have to pay like monthly, and I wouldn't pay for it now. I'm Anglophone, but obviously have many Francophone friends. I see. Yeah. So hold on. Whereabouts are you then? Are you in Montreal, or is it like some other part where? Because in anywhere in Quebec that is not Montreal, you're gonna be a really small minority, wouldn't you? But anyway, speaking of, because my brain sort of skipped a few steps here. So I was thinking about places I've seen in Quebec, and I was like, oh, it's kind of really cool that they kind of have these like places with French names mixed, just like interspersed with the places with the native names. And then I wanted to say, when I was learning about Nova Scotia on Duolingo, it's also really cool. They have the mix of the names. So like they have like Mabu, that's a native name. They have Antagonish, I don't know how to pronounce it. But then the Gaelic names, some of them are like from the native languages of Mi'kmaq, I guess. I think they pronounce it Mi'kmaq in Gaelic, which is really confusing. But then at the same time, they have like really different names in Gaelic as well. Like I think Antagonish is called the big town in Gaelic, and Ballamore, and then New Glasgow is a small town, and Ballabig. And it's just, oh my god, they have nothing to do with each other, but it's kind of really cool. I think we've had this discussion. I like it when places / people have different names in different languages. It is annoying, but also cool. You're in Montreal, that makes sense. You don't listen to podcasts in general, but so I go to random websites when we're given podcast episodes. Yeah, that's fair. Like I don't listen enough. Like I have a lot of things I want to listen to, so I subscribe to them. Sometimes I even download them, and then don't have time to listen to them, because usually what people do is listen while they're driving or while they're on a tube. I do neither of those things. I bike, but I only go like 20 minutes a pop, so that's not even half a podcast usually.